Look at your hands. They are not yours. Not really. They are tethered to 1,000 invisible strings, pulled by the whims of people who do not know your name and circumstances, that do not care for your soul. You are a raw nerve, exposed to a world that delights in the friction. Every notification is a jolt. Every criticism is a wound. Every headline is a fire you feel obligated to douse with your own blood. You have become a professional mourner of things that do not matter, a frantic responder to a void that never stops asking. This is the first stage of the sickness, the loss of the barrier between the world's chaos and your own internal peace. You are leaking. To be reactive is to be a slave in a kingdom you were born to rule. Think of the energy you have wasted today alone, the mental loops of an argument that happened 3 years ago, the spike of adrenaline when a stranger disagreed with you online, the hollow ache of seeking validation from a screen that only reflects your own desperation back at you. You are exhausted, yet you have done nothing. You are drained, yet you have moved nowhere. This is the modern tragedy. We are a generation of ghosts, haunting our own lives because we are too busy reacting to the lives of others to inhabit our own. Marcus Aurelius spoke of the inner citadel, the fortress of the mind that no enemy can breach unless the gates are opened from within. Look at your gates. They are off their hinges. They are rotted and splintered. You have invited the noise into your bed. You have let the opinions of the mediocre dictate the rhythm of your heart. You react because you are afraid that if you stop, you will cease to exist. You mistake motion for progress and noise for importance. But in the silence of the night, when the screens go dark, you feel the terrifying truth. There is nothing left of you. You have become a mirror. When the world is ugly, you reflect ugliness. When the world is angry, you reflect anger. You have surrendered your agency to the environment. If a stone is thrown into a pond, the water ripples. That is nature. But you are not a pond. You are a man. Or you weren't. Now, you are just the ripple. You have no center, no gravity. You are a leaf caught in a hurricane, convinced that you are flying when you are actually being torn apart. This reactivity is not a personality trait. It is a slow-motion suicide of the spirit. The pain is localized in the chest, a tightness that never leaves. It is the cost of being constantly accessible. By being available to everyone, you are available to no one, least of all yourself. You have traded your mystery for visibility. You have traded your power for a seat at a table where no one is eating. You are starving in plain sight. Every time you react, you give away a piece of your sovereignty. You are paying for the world's attention with the currency of your sanity, and the exchange rate is ruinous. It is time to look in the mirror. This is the diagnosis. You are overstimulated, undervalued, and spiritually bankrupt. You are a puppet dancing to a song you hate, performed by musicians you despise. You are drowning in the shallow end of other people's expectations. The world has too much of you, and you have too little of yourself. To understand the true power of disappearing, we must first travel back to the shadows of the ancient world. In the marble corridors of Rome and the dusty porches of Athens, the Stoics were practicing a form of mental invisibility that the modern world has long forgotten. They called it the inner citadel. It was a place where no one could follow. For the Stoic, the world was a storm of noise, chaos, and demand. But they discovered a secret. They realized that the greatest way to vanish is not to run into the woods, but to retreat into the logic of the self. They didn't view their emotions as parts of their identity. They viewed them as external data points. When you feel a surge of anger or a wave of crushing anxiety, your instinct is to say, "I am angry" or "I am afraid." The Stoic corrected this. They would look at the emotion and say, "You are a feeling, and not at all the thing you claim to be." They treated emotions like weather patterns, visible, but ultimately outside of their control. This is the historical foundation of ghost mode. It is the realization that your internal state is a sovereign territory. In the eyes of Epictetus, a man born into slavery, his body could be chained, but his mind was a ghost. His masters could lash his skin, but they could never touch his will. He had disappeared into a space they couldn't reach. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man on earth, practiced this daily, surrounded by the constant noise of politics, war, and betrayal. He went into ghost mode while sitting on his throne. He viewed the purple robes of his office as nothing more than sheep's wool dyed with the blood of a shellfish. He stripped the world of its glamour until only the raw truth remained. To the Stoics, an emotion was an impression. It was a knock at the door of the mind. Most people fling the door wide open and let every wandering stranger inside to burn the furniture. The Stoic stands behind the door. They look through the peephole. They analyze the visitor. They decide if the emotion is useful or if it is junk. They understood that we suffer more in imagination than in reality. By treating emotions as external data, they became untouchable. They were in the world, but not of it. They could stand in the middle of a riot and remain as silent as a grave. This is the art of becoming a phantom in your own life. When you adopt this history, you stop being a victim of your circumstances. You realize that the opinions of others are just vibrations in the air. The pressures of society are just social scripts written by dead men. You begin to see the strings of the puppet master, and once you see them, you can cut them. This is the legacy of the ghost. It is the refusal to be moved by anything that does not originate from your own reason. The Stoics didn't just disappear from the world. They disappeared from the reach of the world's influence. They became ghosts because they realized the world was already a haunt of shadows. Now, we look at how this ancient armor is forged in the modern age. We look at how to turn that raw data into a weapon of absolute silence. The history is written in the cold stone of time. Your true disappearance begins within the deep halls of the mind. You are finally becoming unreachable. Stay hidden. The world feeds on your reaction. It is a parasite that thrives on the fire in your eyes and the tremor in your voice. To heal, you must become unpalatable. You must become the gray rock. Imagine a pebble on a dusty path. It has no story. It offers no resistance. It simply exists. This is your new armor. When the provocateur approaches, they are looking for a spark. They want to see the gears of your ego turning. Do not give them the satisfaction of a friction point. The first movement of the cure is the death of the adjective. When they probe, when they insult, when they demand a piece of your soul, give them nothing but the barest facts. Yes, no, I don't know. These are not just words. They are shields. They are the sound of a door closing softly in a dark, empty room. You are practicing the art of being intentionally boring. This is a radical act of Stoic defiance. We live in an era where everyone screams for attention, where relevance is measured by how much noise you can generate. By choosing to be a shadow, you reclaim the energy they are trying to steal. You are a ghost in their machine. Do not explain yourself. Explanation is a form of submission. It is an invitation for them to argue, to dissect your logic, to find a crack in your resolve. A Stoic knows that his truth does not require an audience. If they ask why you are silent, let the silence be your answer. It is heavy. It is absolute. It is the weight of a mountain pressing down on a flea. Look at your emotions as if they were dark clouds passing over a peak. You are the mountain. The clouds may carry lightning, but they cannot move the ancient stone. This is the gray rock method in its purest form. You are present, but you are unreachable. You are listening, but you are not absorbing. The bait will be dangled. They will poke at your insecurities. They will bring up the past. They will use your kindness against you like a blade. This is the test. In these moments, breathe. Feel the cold air enter your lungs and the stillness settle in your bones. You are not a participant in their drama. You are a spectator of their futility. Eventually, the parasite will starve. A predator does not hunt a stone. They will grow frustrated, then bored, and finally, they will drift away in search of a more reactive prey. This is the moment of your victory. Not a victory of conquest, but a victory of absence. You have disappeared while standing right in front of them. This cure is not easy. It requires the discipline of a monk and the patience of a statue. It requires you to kill the part of yourself that craves validation. But once that part is dead, you are truly free. You are no longer a puppet of the world's whims. You are the master of your own void. The gray rock is not a mask. It is a mirror. It reflects their own chaos back at them until they can no longer stand the sight of it. In the stillness of your non-reaction, you find the strength that the loud world will never understand. You have mastered the art of being nothing, and in doing so, You have finally become everything. Silence is the final cure for the noise. You are gone. You are free. You are the unmoving stone in this chaos.